What's going on, horror fans, especially Scream fans? I have been under the weather the last few days, as you can probably tell from my voice. I'm also on vacation right now, but I wanted to drop in and give you a quick little update if you haven't seen it yet. And it just really makes me think that much more that Stu Macher is alive and well. Maybe not well, but alive in Scream 7. Let's talk about it. In an article in Entertainment Weekly last week, Mason Gooding was interviewed, and he says no one will be able to anticipate Matthew Lillard and Scott Foley's return as Stu Macher and Roman Bridger in Scream 7. In the article, he says Matthew Lillard's been a huge part of my understanding and love for the medium for a very long time, pointing to his love of the live action Scooby Doo and the horror flick 13 Ghosts. When you consider his work in the context of the first Scream, you realize that was actually kind of him reining it in and being more grounded given the circumstances. To see where they're taking that understanding and dynamic in 7 is far different than I imagine anyone will be able to anticipate, and they will absolutely deliver. In an article in Variety, Mason Gooding has said that Ghostface is the most brutal he's been in Scream 7, and there was a prosthetic that actually turned his stomach over. In the article, Gooding talks about what it was like for Kevin Williamson coming back to direct, stating it feels like an amplification of what's came before, and there's no better indication of that than Kevin Williamson, who wrote the original coming back now to direct. I think that Ghostface is absolutely the most brutal he's been. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's some stuff that they do to the human body that I feel like Kevin is breaking new ground with. Gooding describes Scream 7 as gross, but in a good way, highlighting the efforts of the practical effects team. He continues, there was a prosthetic that sat in the makeup trailer that actually turned my stomach over. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it, but it's incredible stuff. They really have an incredible effects team over there, and they're working overtime. That right there, folks, to me is reason to believe that Stu Macher is back. You have the Entertainment Weekly article that's saying that Stu Macher is coming back in a way that fans will not be able to anticipate. You're hearing in the Variety article that Mason Gooding is saying that Ghostface is the most brutal he's been, and that can be seen in his quote about the prosthetic that turned his stomach over. Now, who do we know in the Scream universe who is a Ghostface killer that had the most brutal kills? Stu. Stu killed for sport. He killed because he wanted to, because as he said in Scream 1, it was fun. Watch a few movies, take a few notes. He did it because he wanted to. And when we go back and analyze his kills in Scream 1 versus Billy's, I don't have the time to go back and show you the breakdowns. Maybe we'll do that a different day. But if you watch anyone else's breakdowns of Stu's kills versus Billy's, Stu is much more brutal, much more violent, much more graphic. He's going for shock value. He's going to rip the person limb from limb. Billy is more tactical. He's just going in and getting the job done. But Stu is violent and reckless, and that is what I think of when I think of saying Ghostface is the most brutal he's been. If we're not going to be able to anticipate Stu and Roman and how they're used in Scream 7, I don't think this is just going to be a simple flashback. I don't know why that would make him feel so giddy and so excited to probably tell us a little more than Spyglass would have wanted, that we're not going to be able to anticipate this. This has to be more than a flashback. Do I think that we might get a flashback seeing Roman and Stu and Billy killing Maureen Prescott? We might. There also is some talk that maybe Stu is going to be brought back via AI. There's going to be an AI voice changer using the voices of past killers. There's also rumors that Emma Roberts will be back as Jill Roberts, and Skeet Ulrich will be back as Billy Loomis. Who knows about other past Ghostfaces or past characters we might see? Sure, that might be the case too. Maybe it's a flashback and maybe it's AI. But again, I don't think AI would be so, oh my god, wow, like I had no idea. Like, we live in a world where AI is so prevalent. It's only getting like more and more prevalent by day. So I don't think they're going to say we're not going to be able to anticipate it if it's just a flashback and just AI. To me, that means we might get all three. Maybe we'll get one or the other. But I know the third one we're getting is Stu will be back. I don't know if we'll get the flashback. I hope so. That'd be really cool to see. I don't know if we're getting the AI, but it seems like that's a possible explanation to why these other killers are coming back, because we know, like, Scott Foley was shot in the head. I've been over this. Like, he was shot in the head. Stu had a TV fall on his face. Kind of seems like Stu probably survived a little bit easier than Roman getting his shot to the face. But horror fans want to say like, oh well, let the dead stay dead. I don't know. It's, you never know. I mean, there have been people who have said that Stu has been behind the scenes in the shadows for all of these movies. Maybe he's finally coming out in Scream 7 as the Ghostface Killer, going to have the cult. And as I was saying, you're not going to have this buzz and this excitedness from Mason Gooding, and this, you're not going to be able to anticipate how we're using Stu Macher if he's just a flashback or a voice on a voice changer that we've been seeing in movies for 30 years. And AI is so prevalent these days, I don't think we're getting all excited for AI usage of Stu Macher either. So I'm telling you, Stu Macher is alive. He'll be the reveal in the final frame, he'll be the reveal in the third act. And I don't know if he dies in 7, maybe he gets away and we end on a cliffhanger for 7, come back and he comes back in 8. That'd be great. We haven't had any cliffhangers. We haven't ever had a Ghostface Killer getting away. That would be amazing to me. It would completely change things up a little bit. And as I said in a previous video, we know we're getting more than 2 or 3 killers. So that again makes me think it's a Ghostface cult led by Stu Macher, and Mason Gooding to me just sealed the deal. Stu Macher is back, he's alive, and he's the king and the leader of the Ghostface cult. That's all I got for now. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know how you're thinking, how you're feeling. I can't read your mind, so please let me know what you're thinking about this video, what you're thinking about Scream 7. Are you excited? Do you think Stu Macher is alive? Do you want Stu Macher to be alive? Are you excited for the possibility of Stu Macher being alive? Are you excited for AI to be used in this film? Are you excited for more Ghostfaces to return in some capacity? Are you excited for a flashback scene? Let me know. Drop a comment. Until then, stay scary, my friends.